Okay, so I have been in the shelter at home thing for about 48 days, a little bit over. And so what I was trying to do is really work on a lot of just hobby projects that I did. So this is just kind of an account of some stuff that I've done. You know, I've completed some things, some are simple fixes, some are built stuff, some aren't quite even done yet, but I figure I'd just go over what I did and we'll see how that works. So one of the first things I tried to, or one of the things I tried to work on was my orc terrain. Still not quite done, but basically what I did is I built this thing, all out of scraps and all sorts of stuff there, and kind of based it and painted it a little bit. That's supposed to be a Stompa factory. So if you look for, there's like a crane and like, you know, the power thing and the little, you know, areas there. So that's like his little shop. I made this, just there's a little orc in there to do something like that. I made this tire thing, and everybody asked where I got all the tires from. Basically from my kids' toys over many years, break-in and stuff like that. Just kept all those things from like the dollar store. Made a couple things here, just kind of some like oil stuff there. I already had those. I had previously made this before, and I made this thing here before, but once again, just kind of painted it up, things like that. This is designed so like a heavy weapons team can hide in there. And then of course that's for people to hide. And that should be big enough to hide like a whirlwind or something like that behind it. I've had that, just kind of painted that a little bit. So that's basically kind of part of the terrain stuff that I've done. The other thing I decided to do was to put this stuff together. So I just basically put it together, based it a little bit, have a little bit of stuff on there. Still need to do some more work on it, but that's another kind of terrain thing. I'm basically we're gonna eventually do like a little campaign style, and part of it will be like a breakthrough here. So there'll be like some Imperials, and we'll have like orcs going through and trying to break through the line. And then we'll have a couple things where we have like some orc stuff over there. So that's some of it. The other things, let's see, what I did is I built some tank busters. So basically I have 10 tank busters. I've had them before, they're Deskulls. I decided to make 5 more, or to make these kind of more generic ones. Let's see, actually I made those guys so that they can go here. So I could have 15 if I had to. And then I put most of these guys together, or repainted them and based them and all that. Those are Bad Moons ones. And then I basically kit bashed some of these bomb squigs to go with the 2. So I can pretty much have like a 10-man unit and like a full 15-man unit with all the bomb squigs needed. So those guys are all done. Based the curse breakers there, or not based, but just primed them. Hopefully it's gonna try to maybe work on those. Primed these obliterators, put them on bases, pretty simple. Put together some scraps and bits of another 10-man Grot unit. I'll probably make this like generic so I can have it, so there'll be no real colors, but I can kind of have it for whichever clan. This is going to be one of my Evil Sons war bosses, so I gave my attack squig and then a power claw in there. I have built some shooter boys, will be Evil Sons, and then started painting the truck. Built 10 more, or actually some more shooter boys. These will be kind of more of a generic one, so I can use them as Evil Sons, or I can make my other, like I have 20 other Death Skull boys, and I can put them in there and make that a 30-man unit. Over here, I worked a little bit on my Dark Angels too, just primed that, built some bases for stuff. So I build them out of like the old building kits, and then these are actually the old movement trays. So like I did a couple bases there, have some bases done there. I built, let's see, so like built those guys and put those together, then based them, kind of basically primed them. I already had those guys built, but just primed them, did all that. these are mainly like finished up, just some of the bases on there. Rebased all those boys. So rebasing is kind of a pain. So did that, touched them up. Rebased these guys, added an attack squig for my war boss on a bike. Rebased over here, rebased, did an attack squig for him. Kind of touched up some of the stuff too. I've had this bone breaker idea for like a long time. It's been probably built for a couple years. Decided to just paint it, get it done. So that was kind of cool. Had him already built and painted him. The War Trike had these guys here. I've had like 9 of them, I think, done. So I built 5 or 6 more. Yeah, 5 more, I think. So I basically have an even 12, and then painted them all, got them all based, everything like that. Another 30 boys, rebased, and just touched up slightly. I have Ludas that are rebased, touched up a little bit, and also made a spanner for the new Psychic Awakening spanner stratagem thing. I redid this battle wagon to basically, it was kind of already done, but it had just basically like a cannon on it. So I put this big, it's from a Shadow Sword, I think, for the boomer. The big boomer or whatever from Psychic Awakening for that, so which is kind of a cool thing. And then rebased these truck boys, touched that up, touched that truck up, just rebased that. So that's basically the extent of what I've done, which when it's laid out here, it looks like a lot, but you know, in reality, it's like rebasing or redoing, so not a bunch of stuff, but I tried to keep busy and do something like some sort of little project every day, because obviously I wasn't working. So but now I go back to work, and that's it. So hopefully we can get some more stuff of this done, because it's kind of nice to just get a feeling of like accomplishment and like have these guys all done, right? So that works. And that's it. So thanks.